Hey everybody, it's Booster Pack Reveal. In this video, I'll be talking about 6 reasons why collectors will survive in NBA Top Shot. Before I continue this video, I just want to remind everyone that this is not financial advice. Please do your own research and invest at your own risk. This is for entertainment purpose only. Alright, for those who don't know, I go by the Top Shot user ID Early Adopter. You guys can find me hanging around the NBA Top Shot Discord channel or the Booster Pack Reveal Community Discord channel as well. And I'll leave a link below for those who want to join and talk amongst all these collectors and investors who share the same passion for NBA Top Shot. Alright, so for those who don't know, I've been away for almost a week. I haven't posted any videos since then. So there was a reason for that. So one of the few reasons was there's a lot going on in my personal life. So obviously we need to take a break sometimes and recharge and just focus on what matters in your personal life as a higher priority. And I appreciate everyone following my YouTube channel and commenting and reaching out saying that they enjoy what I'm doing. So I really appreciate that, and I try my best to be there for everyone. And usually I'm on the Booster Pack Reveal Discord channel, communicating with everyone who's involved in that community. So I'm still there. I just haven't been posting a lot of videos, and at the same time, I like to post videos with a lot of meaning and substance versus just trying to post a clickbait video just for the views, right? So I'm not about that that whole clickbait YouTube channel. I post quality content and making sure that if I find something that's very important and want to share with everyone, I'll make a video about it. So the reason why I want to make this video about 6 reasons why collectors will survive in NBA Top Shot is just because we've been in a bear market in the last month or two, right? So I understand that a lot of your account valuation fell down a lot in prices, but that's just the nature of a market and being early in NBA Top Shot. So there's a thing called price discovery, and price discovery is usually what happens when you have a large community of users that dictate what the price should be for moments. Obviously, if you have a smaller community, the prices will reflect based on what that small community say, even if it has like maybe like 10 or 50, 100 or 1,000 users, right? So obviously the more users that join, the more the overall community will dictate those prices, not just 1,000 users, right? So we have to consider all the users that are active in NBA Top Shot, whether if it's like 100 or 400,000 people. So we have to adapt as we go, and that's just part of the market, and the market will decide the overall prices of certain things. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with my first slide. Number 1, collecting is investing and investing is collecting. So I've been hearing a lot of people talk about how, we all are in Top Shot to make money. And yes, that is true. We are in Top Shot to make money. And at the same time, we are enjoying the hobby and the fun side of collecting, right? So I know that people was told by their friends that you can make a lot of money by flipping or buying packs, and it is true to a certain extent, but at the same time, there's more aspect to just flipping, right? There's the I guess the discipline of holding things long as well. And usually when you have like really very weak hands, or people call it paper hands, people tend to sell things very early and even at a loss, or trying to cut their losses. So it's a very unhealthy way of approaching something like that, especially if you're doing it for all the wrong reasons. Like you want to approach NBA Top Shot as a fan, as a collector, as an investor, and that's exactly what I'm doing for myself, and along with a lot of my community members who are in the Booster Pack Reveal Discord channel. So we all share that same passion. We all share the different ideas that we have. We share our values. We share what is going to be valuable in the future. And this is something that has been organically growing as a community, and I'm very, very happy that I'm able to connect everyone who are serious about NBA Top Shot. So I just want to briefly talk about how I started with NBA Top Shot. So I had this whole mindset of, coming in as an investor where I just buy moments that I know people are going to like in the future. But then over time, I realized how immersed NBA Top Shot is. I was very entertained with what was going on in the community, especially the Discord channel before the mass joined. I got to talk to a whole bunch of different collectors and investors and people who has been in the NBA Top Shot game for a long time, and I've learned a lot from everyone, right? Including all these new YouTubers that I've been following. You got a lot of great influencers and community leaders who continue to put out great content, and it's amazing how how consistent they are, right? So they're in the game for the long term, right? Because we all know that in a few years, NBA Top Shot is going to be still alive because of the intellectual property of NBA, right? Compared to a lot of NFT projects. So yes, like when people say collecting, like it's not all about collecting. It's more about making money. So when you're collecting, you're investing in money, right? So you're expecting that you're gonna get paid, get a return on your investment, right? And that's true, right? We buy things that that will appreciate over time, and eventually we would sell it at a right price, right? But we're collecting it because we enjoy the NBA Top Shot platform. We enjoy the technology behind it. We enjoy the new NFT movement that is brand new to the entire world. No one has ever done what Top Shot has done before at this scale, right? So it's amazing how like NBA Top Shot has this platform that's developed and working at the moment, right? So it's always growing pains as well, because there's going to be a little bit of hiccups along the way, but that's just the nature of new innovation that's trying to keep up with scalability of new users, especially a huge growth of new users in such a short period of time. So something that you have to bear with, especially in a open beta. And when we get to that level where Top Shot is perfected to an extent where there are very little issues, everything is working, the marketplace, the pack distribution, the user signups. So it just takes time, right? That's just how it is. And yeah, like when you're investing, you're collecting, right? You're buying these moments to hold. And when you're collecting, you're investing because you're putting money into it, right? So my whole point of this YouTube channel is to cater to collectors and investors. Like I'm not making videos for short-term flippers. And yes, we are flippers in a way in long term. And sometimes we do flip moments to rebalance our portfolio. So I'll talk about rebalancing in the next few slides later. So yeah, I just want to clear that things up, right? Like we're collectors and we're investors. That's basically what it is. Okay, number 2. Collectors have conviction of holding moments long. Rebalance when needed. So this is what I was talking about, rebalancing. So I'm going to show you guys a few examples of what I've been doing in terms of my market transactions. So I discovered a new website called livetoken.co. So LiveToken is a very interesting and useful resource for a Top Shot tool, and you can search up anyone's name and see what they're doing in terms of like their overall portfolio, what they're listing, what they have been selling and making profits from or losing money, or just the general activity feed, right? So if you search up my username early adopter, you guys can find me and you can check out the activity feed right here. So as you can see, there are listings that I've listed and sold, and you can see what I've been buying as well, right? So I'm gonna be very transparent with everyone, because a lot of people think that I'm selling all these moments just to hold for profits and just hold on to Dapper wallets. Like I can show you guys right off the bat that I've been reinvesting those moments that I've been selling and buying it into moments that I plan to collect and hold for a long time for long-term price appreciation, right? So if you go to my Dapper balance, you can see that I only have $620 US on there, and in the last week I withdrew $1,000, right? So obviously all those moments I'm selling it for the purpose of reinvesting it in other moments, right? So I just wanted to show you guys a few examples of what I've been collecting, and I have these windows open here. So as you can see, I completed the early adopter set recently. So this one cost me like a few grand. I remember my friend who was telling me earlier in the year that I should be buying the early adopter set because obviously it goes in line with my username, right? So it wouldn't make sense for me not to have the early adopter if my username is early adopter, right? So this one took a big chunk of my funds, and I don't regret this at all, right? Because obviously I'm holding this as a long-term collection because I know that these are the very first 10 moments that were ever created in NBA Top Shot. So wouldn't it make sense to collect something like this, especially if it's the genesis and the first mints of NBA Top Shot? Imagine 10 years from now, you can just tell everyone in the entire world that, hey, I own the very first set and the very first challenge set for NBA Top Shot, and these are for the early adopters of NBA Top Shot. This was like during the closed beta. So imagine owning these moments and being one of like millions of people in the world that hold these this collection, right? And then I have the gift set, which was very easy to complete with 6 moments, and this was based on the appreciation that NBA Top Shot wanted to show to the early adopters of NBA Top Shot, who had to go through all the growing pains of all the transformation to their website, the way they process package distribution. So this was a great event, and I thought that this is a very I guess sentimental related moment to NBA Top Shot, and as a early adopter who's been through all that, so this does have a lot of meaning to it as a collector, and that's why I have it completed. And I obviously, I'm not selling it for any short-term profits or even at a loss, right? Because I'm not about the short term, I'm always about the long term. And as you can see, I completed the set for the 2021 All-Star Game set. So the reason why I wanted to do this is because this is the very, very first generation of All-Star Game related moments for NBA Top Shot. In Series 1, we don't even have those type of moments, right? So I consider this equivalent to Series 1, even though this was released in Series 2. So I believe going forward, every single year, we're going to have new All-Star Game moments, and obviously the scarcity is going to be much higher than the scarcity, and the mint numbers are going to be much higher than the very first one, right? So I want to own those 2021 limited edition moments, and just having all those valuable moments, especially if it's Zion's first All-Star game, right? Or collecting Curry's 3.0 look, right? Because you don't normally see him do that in normal games. Obviously, it would be unprofessional if he did that every single time. So this was an appropriate moment or appropriate event for him to do that. And yeah, so there are lots of interesting moments in that collection, and I'm glad that I have all 22 of them. Okay, so yeah, like I had to sell a lot of things just to be able to fund those moments, right? And obviously I can't time the market. I can't time how much I'm gonna pay for it, especially at the lowest cost. Sometimes I have to do it because it's part of a challenge where I need to get those moments, and it'll be much more expensive if I were to try to buy it depending on how many people are involved with that challenge, right? So obviously, the less people that are involved with the challenge, the less listings there will be, and it'll be hard to get those prices, right? So sometimes you just can't time these things, and obviously, I've taken a loss on a lot of those moments. Well, these are unrealized loss, which means I haven't sold them for a loss, right? So these are the price fluctuations you're gonna have to deal with, right? It's just how it is early in the NBA Top Shot space. Okay, so that's what I've been doing recently for a lot of the moments that I've been selling. Some people have been commenting, why are you selling a whole bunch of things? Are you trying to, or do you have weekends? And the answer is no, I don't have weekends. I'm just rebalancing because I find that some of those moments won't be as valuable as the moments I think that I'm gonna invest in with reinvest in with those money, right? So or that fund. So yeah, I've been consolidating my portfolio and just keeping moments that I know will have value going forward in the future. And I'm not saying that a lot of other moments are not valuable, and it's all very subjective, right? If you're rooting for a team with specific players, there's going to be a target market for that, for those people in that hometown that are rooting for those NBA players on that team, right? It's not like, I'm a Toronto Raptors fan, so most of the moments I'm going to collect are most likely going to be Raptor moments, right? So same with someone who's a fan of the Golden State Warriors, right? They're going to collect the Golden State players, right? So it's all subjective, right? All right, so number 3, the more users, the more stable the market becomes. So we're still in the early stages of NBA Top Shot. I've shown one of those charts where it shows you where we are in the early adoption cycle. I'm not going to show it again in this slide here. I just shown it so many times that yeah, it's just, I'm just showing you that like in 2020, 2021, that's when we are early adopters, and in 2022 and 2023, that's where we're going to see the laggards, or the people that join NBA Top Shot late, and that's usually when that's the peak of the NBA Top Shot cycle in terms of the adoption. So that means that that's where we're going to see people change their mind over time and understand what Top Shot is about. So they're going to join during those years, just because it just takes time to educate themselves and be aware of what's going on with the blockchain technology, what's going on with the crypto world of investing, and what's going on with the NFT space. Okay, so number 4, do challenges for yourself. Do it for your personal collection. So a lot of people are misled by people that are spreading rumors about how, hey, if you do this challenge, you'll get this LeBron or something like that, and this can be worth this much money. Like, you have to be careful of where you get your information from and what people will tell you in terms of their price prediction. And yes, I've done some price prediction in the past about how much moments will be worth after the challenge is done, and those are all speculation. Like, I base it off on my educated guess, and sometimes my educated guess could be right, sometimes it could be wrong, right? So you have to take everything with a grain of salt. You have to do your research. You have to look for information that will be related to what you plan to do as your part of your goal, right? Do you want to do this challenge because you want to collect the challenge rewards and all the moments that come with that set? And do you want a chance at getting a low cereal from that reward, right? So, or do you just want to buy it and flip it, right? And most of the time when people do that, you're going to get burned really badly. And I've seen this so many times, right? And even though, like, I understand that when I do the challenges, I know that the prices are going to drop after, there's that collector side of me where I want to have some of those important challenges as part of my record for completing it. And here's an example of like some of the challenges I've completed in the past. So I've completed the 2021 All-Star Game Challenge 2 and number 1. So this is basically the full set. When I did this entire set, I bought it in advance before these challenges were expired. So for example, the challenge 2 with the Damian Lillard, I didn't complete the challenge, like the set for his reward. It's just happened to to be completed, right? So I wasn't doing it like separately, like closer to the end of the challenge. Like I had everything completed as a whole entire master set, and that's just the reward I get with it, right? So I don't regret spending the amount of money I did for the All-Star game. It's just because I find a lot of value with it. As I explained earlier, how it's the first generation, and there's going to be many reoccurring ASG sets going forward, and they're not going to be as scarce as the first one, which is like 2021 limited edition for each moment. And then you can see I completed the Rising Star Challenge one. The reason why I completed this is just because I already had the LaMelo and another moment that was part of the 9 moments you have to collect. So it just cost me an extra couple grand just to buy those moments. And I'll talk to you guys a little bit more about the Rising Star Challenge and what happened here, because it's a great I would say it's a great case study of a mistake I made. So I would return to this and talk to you guys about that. As you can see, I've been doing the Coolcast 1, 2 challenge. I've already been committed to it, so obviously I'm going to try completing the Coolcast 3 and 4 just to have on my completed, collection record here, right? And you got the gift challenge, which I completed just because, I want to be, I want this to be in my collection as an early adopter because it's related to people who are early in the space. So you can see these are some of the examples of me doing challenges, and I don't do challenges for like doing the entire thing, getting the reward, flipping it, and selling every single moment related to that challenge. That's not what I'm about, right? Because I'm a long-term collector, long-term investor, right? And yes, people are going to be able to take advantage of low price after the challenge, and that's completely fine, right? Everyone has a different approach. I just buy because at the time I thought it was a great value, and sometimes we can't predict how far prices will drop before and after a challenge, right? So it's hard to time that type of scenario. Yeah, so just do the challenges for yourself. Do it for your personal collection. Like, forget about what people are telling you about. Hey, you're gonna make a huge profit for this, right? You're obviously doing it because you want to hold things long term, right? You want to participate in getting that reward, whether if it's like a chance at a little cereal, or just because you want that award because it may be exclusive depending on how many people complete that challenge, right? And I found some other great tools, not only from Live Token, which does show you how much recent challenges are worth. So if you go to livetoken.co, you can choose the different types of challenges and how much they're currently going for. For example, Coolcast 3 Challenge 3, it costs a total of $550 to complete. There's other websites such as Own the Moment. They have a challenge section where it tells you how much the current price is going for in order to complete those challenges, especially for Coolcast, Seeing Stars, Rising Stars too. So these are great resources, right? And Evaluate.market also has that feature as well. So it seems like all these websites that are providing these unique and very helpful resources will have some of the same information and data, right? So you can see how many people completed and how many people own specific moments. Like if you own 2 out of those 11 moments, you have that many collectors, like almost 40,000 versus the collectors that completed the entire challenge, which is at 58,433 for the Coolcast Challenge 3, right? So yeah, like you just do it for yourself, and don't worry about trying to make a profit from it, because the profit comes when it comes from a long-term perspective, not a short-term, right? And we're still early in the game. There's a lot of price discovery. There's a lot of packs that fall into the different hands of collectors or flippers, right? So it just takes time for everything to balance out. Obviously, people who want to hold these moments long will end up buying these from flippers on the marketplace. So as long as there are more collectors than flippers, we will start seeing price stabilizes, because those are the collectors that are most likely not going to relist the moments to flip short term, right? Okay, number 5. You own scarce sets and moments as an early adopter in a world of millions of NBA fans. So I talked about this earlier about how why I collected you know, the early adopter set, and how like there's only, so if you click on the early adopter set, you can see that there are 10 moments here, and let's click on one of them just to show as an example. So there are 1,325 limited edition, right? So just because there's 1,325 doesn't mean that there's going to be 1,325 sets completed, right? There's going to be people who have moments scattered on the marketplace that are not in the hands of collectors, and people who are listing it and breaking up the set and trying to make a profit from each moment to complete those sets. So there's definitely going to be less people holding a full set, and that's what's going to make it very rare. And if you believe in NBA Top Shot platform and the entire project, it's a no-brainer to own the very first 10 moments ever created for it, right? So that's why I have it in my collection. And yeah, there's going to be millions of NBA Top Shot fans that are going to enter the space, and it might take a while for them to enter the NBA Top Shot platform, especially if they're from different parts of the world that is not accessible to NBA Top Shot yet. And yeah, it just takes time for something like this to grow and develop. That's just how it is for early innovation. It just takes time to mature, right? So yeah, just think of it as starting from scratch. Like, you guys are in it at ground zero, and when you continue to be in the space for years, you'll understand and see how much the platform and space will grow. All right, so number 6, you don't sell your home or Bitcoin if you watch the price fluctuate every day. So the reason why I made this as one of my points is just because, like, people who are invested in real estate, they don't flip homes as soon as they buy it, right? Like, there's obviously going to be taxes, there's going to be fees that comes with it, and is it really worth all that effort you put into buying that home and flipping it the next week? It doesn't make any sense, right? So prices are going to fluctuate. That's just the nature of the market. There's going to be ups and downs. Another good example is Bitcoin, right? If you know where your home or your Bitcoin prices are heading into the future, why would you want to flip it and miss out on an opportunity to, you know, to buy it in going forward in the future? Like, let's say you try flipping your Bitcoin now, and then the price jumps like 10 or 20,000 out of nowhere, right? Like, you are already priced out because you are trying to time the market and you're hoping to buy at a lower price. So obviously you're going to lose that opportunity, right? But the reason why I use this as an example is because they are assets, right? This is a great form of a physical asset, which is your home, and Bitcoin as your digital asset, which is, you know, your store of wealth, right? And over time, Bitcoin has a great reputation of being a great digital store of wealth as a hedge against the monetary fiat printing system, where they print infinite money with all the stimulus going on, right? And we've been seeing a lot of banks and institutions that are adding Bitcoin to their portfolio because they understand why it's, like, how scarce it is, and the value behind it, right? So most of these companies are buying it for the long term. They don't care about short term price fluctuation. They don't care if it drops $10,000 or $20,000 in short term, because in the long term, the price will always keep going up, right? So yes, there's a little bit of speculation in the real estate market and the digital world, but you have to understand how that correlates with what's going on with the economy and what's going on with the monetary system, right? It only makes sense that these prices go up because it's part of inflation, and inflation is caused by more money added to the system, right? So obviously we need to find a store of wealth, and those are the store of wealth that most people are in. So how does this relate back to NBA Top Shot, right? So for example, when I bought the early adopter set, I consider it very scarce. It's a digital asset, and it's going to be scarce going forward in the next few years, where a lot of new collectors will be joining the space, especially with deeper pockets than the short-term flippers who don't have much to invest in, right, in the first place. So there's going to be a lot of existing crypto investors who will make their riches through through holding cryptocurrency like Bitcoin, and they're going to eventually want to diversify their portfolio. And NBA Top Shot seems like a great place to be in, especially if you're seeing all these prices at these low levels now, right? So it's just part of the market cycle. Some people think that Top Shot is going to fail, it's going to go to zero, and then you have optimistic people who think like, hey, these are great prices. Eventually the market is going to bounce up, and this will come with the platform maturing over time. All right, so yeah, I just wanted to touch base on you guys with all these points, and I just wanted to show you guys that it takes a lot of, it's not easy to be a collector and investor with the whole psychological and the hodl mentality. It's just something you just have to do research on, right? You need to have conviction. You need to believe in the overall space, because if you don't have that conviction, you're always going to be in doubt. You're always going to be like, I'm going to sell before everything's going to zero. I'm going to keep losing money. Like, there's going to be a point in time where things turn around, and that's just the nature of the market, right? Nothing goes down forever, and nothing goes up forever, right? So you're always going to have that peak and valley, and that's just basically what we're dealing with right now, right? So use this opportunity to do your research, find moments that you think are going to be very valuable going forward in the future, because there's going to be so many versions of a player. So you're going to have to filter out which of those moments have significant value in terms of whether it's related to their career as a rookie first moment, like their first dunk, or if it's their like career points, like for example LaMelo, Rising Star. He has a rare that represents his career achievement of a triple double, and those are the type of moments you want to look for. And there's also the Zion's 1,000 points. I think this is part of the 35,000 CC common ones. So look out for those type of things, right? And or even the Curry Steph three-pointer no look, right? So those are some fun moments that people will always remember. Same with the LeBron James 3-point no look. Those are things that people will collect in the future. Those are things that people want, right? So you want to obviously collect moments, right? That's exactly what we're talking about, moments. We're not just talking about random cards. We're talking about NBA Top Shot moments that are historic and people will always remember. So take the time to do your research and find out which moments you want to collect as a collector and an investor. Anyways, that brings the end to my video. If you guys want to, have more mature and more sophisticated conversations, like check out our community Discord channel. I'm gonna list it in the description in the video below. And obviously, like, it's all about quality versus quantity, because right now our community is about 500 plus for the Discord members, and we just want to have people who are serious about NBA Top Shot. Like, if you're there just to ask when are packs, what things you should buy, those are the things that will get you kicked out of the group, because we don't tolerate people who are there just to get information for the short term and not willing to put time into doing research and contributing to the community, right? And obviously everyone has their own levels of Top Shot experience, and we do welcome people who are new and are willing to help out. But there's going to be rules in the Discord channel that you need to follow, and if you follow those rules, you'll be fine as a community member, right? So, and most of the time, people who join my Discord channel are usually the ones that follow my YouTube channel and want to become collectors and investors. So obviously, flippers are more likely not be able to find out about this Discord channel, because they're not the ones that are watching my video from start to finish. Anyways, I hope you guys have a nice day, and I'll try to put out some more videos soon. And thanks again for being patient. I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.